Denzel Washington told him to stay offline to avoid overexposing himself to audiences. Why would they pay to see you on a weekend if they see you all week for free? And I think that is amazing advice, because I've been saying on here that I would like celebrities to be more mysterious like they used to be.
He upset about Trump and Elon too, so brother.
Oh my God, the tweet that he tweeted today.
He said no.
I thought that was hilarious. I laughed out loud when I saw it.
He was so upset. The bros.
He said, "Bros, please, no. We love you both so much. Shut the fuck up, Kanye West." Gilbert thinks you stacked. That's crazy.
He said Carl Anthony Towns got body.
He said he's thick.
Oh, he said you see his hips.
She was always go get the better end of the stick because she was the better human being in the relationship. You piece of shit, nigga.
So
she literally came from Disney.
What y'all gotta understand is that mental health stuff, that's about as easy to clean up as anything. All you gotta do is call a doctor.
Which is exactly what she did. And she put out a statement. She said, "I've been very vocal about my anxiety, depression, and previous thoughts of suicide."
And I see a lot of these young brothers trying to say she's crazy and all this. And I can just tell y'all never had a real lover. Like, if y'all ain't never fucked on a real lover and she didn't hit you with a text message saying like, "Oh, I'm about to kill myself because of the way you acting," you ain't been really doing nothing. Like, you ain't really him. Unstable individual. Why did you go to Streamer University and have her around your kid this entire time? Mm-hmm. Like, that should have been the priority. No?
Yes.
This is why.
But we know that DDG is not going to prioritize his actual child. That's not his behavior. Mm-hmm. All he's prioritizing is making her look bad and making himself look better so that he can continue to make the money he's making.
Understand, they do not have our best intentions at all. Mm-hmm. Like, Elon is bad. This guy's worse. Elon is like Maxwell Lord, and Peter Thiel is Lex Luthor. Yeah, there's another girl I know, but you probably wouldn't want to work with her.
Because you her?
Yeah.
Well, why the would you even bring her up?
Because she's good too.
I fucking hate this thing. I'm talking about I want to train her.
Your whole life is revolved around talking about other people's lives.
What the fuck do you think your podcast is doing on that podcast now?
This podcast is sponsored by Graffiti Tax Services. For all your tax preparation needs, you can go to graffititax.com. We're going to put the link right here. It should be somewhere. And yeah, you can head to them for during tax season. And if you have any financial or tax preparation questions, head to Graffiti Tax Services. They're our new sponsor. Thank you to Graffiti Tax Preparation Services. That's it.
I have to admit, man, like, there's just rewards to just making sure I do right by you, you know? Mm-hmm. Like,
there are always rewards to make sure that you do right by your wife.
I don't know if that's necessary. Put your mic a little closer to you. But what I'm speaking to is the fact that, you know, our normal night is Wednesday that we record, but you wasn't up for it. And as the, you know, noble leader I am, just the guiding force that I know that we have to take us to the next level. It's just like, I know you can't be like, you can't lead with an iron fist, you know?
I told him to do the show by himself. I was like, you go ahead, because I had a migraine, and then I also was not feeling the list of topics. I was like, I'm not enthusiastic about this. You go ahead and you do it by yourself.
But a true leader, like, you lead with soft power. Like, you don't have to be like authoritarian.
Oh my goodness.
So you know what I'm saying? So I'm working with it, and I'm like, baby, this is us together, you know? We in it together. And she was, you know, smitten by it as such. And then I allowed her to, you know, go back to our chambers and get the necessary rest she needed.
I took 2 melatonin and I knocked out so hard.
Sometimes you got to drug them. And then, you know, the next day, the best thing happened. It's just like the stuff that I speak to, as you can see, I'm wearing the shirt today.
I got him.
It comes to fruition so often. And
because I'm an amazing wife.
And that is true. But like I was saying, it's just a truth that just comes to fruition so often. And this, you know, my birthday coming up, you know, I'm excited about that. And then just to have these 2 goofballs.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Well, it is my birthday. So now these 2 goofballs, you know, and enemies to my whole cause are going at it on Twitter. And I'm enjoying it. They're calling each other names. We're gonna
I
get
have
into
them
that.
both blocked, so I didn't see all the back and forth, but I saw screenshots of the back and forth.
Yeah, you missed it. We'll get into it, but just making my birthday just even more perfect. So hopefully now I just gotta do one more thing to cap it off. I have a plan. I've been discussing this amongst my family. They weren't enthused, which is potentially understandable.
Because it's an act of blasphemy.
So it's my 33rd birthday is coming up. I thought it's my Jesus year. Don't act like that. You just turned 30 like a couple months ago.
And you 33.
Yeah. Okay. So we both in the 30s. Dirty 30.
You 3 years up there.
So I've entered
seasoned.
That's hate. I've entered my Jesus year. So I want to post a picture tomorrow that's going to, basically show me in that traditional Jesus picture where you see like him with his shirt off and his arms tied, and then he got all the pictures of his events, of his life, his birth, and all this other stuff, all that fly shit. I was trying to get, some help from my parents. I really wanted to do like a whole photo shoot.
No.
Like I wanted to get like a cross build and then like get like the crown of thorns.
Like an actual full act of blasphemy.
Like I wanted to take pictures of me like holding it and then like had a crown of thorns on my head. I
think this is probably where I draw the line at you being an atheist.
What do you mean draw the line?
I'm fine with you not believing in God. It's not that deep to me, but like you making a mockery
so people can
of Jesus.
So people, well, for one thing, Tupac has done the imagery. Kanye West has done this imagery.
They were also making a mockery of Jesus.
They wouldn't tell you that. They were saying they would just show they were actually showing uplifting to them. But that's neither here nor there, okay? It's my birthday. It's just like it's not crazy when people wear a 23 jersey, a Michael Jordan jersey when they turn 23.
Jordan is not Jesus.
That's not what Larry Bird said.
More blasphemy.
That's not what Larry Bird said.
Even more blasphemy.
Okay. So
this is really crazy right now. I want you guys to know that I don't adhere to this at all.
You aren't the only one. Some of my families were, a little bit taken aback.
Of course they were, because all of your family is God-fearing.
Well, nah, not really. Like my mom, I think she's just a little convenient believer. Like she's just like, don't put me in the fiery pit. Like that's the reason why I say I believe. But she was like the most insulted. It was like, you stopped going to church like when I was in middle school. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are you acting like this? This has never been a priority in our house.
Because it is crazy.
It's not been a priority in our house. So I don't understand why that would be an issue. My sister, who is, I would say, is even more religious than my mom, took it very good.
Did she?
Yeah. She said she was looking forward to it. She wanted to hear about the reaction that happened. So, no,
Star is looking forward to you being flamed on the internet.
I don't think that's her case. I think she has pure intentions, more altruistic intentions for me. But I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I think that I'm waking it up. I'm having a good time with my birthday. And I'm just showing like the purity of me, like what I've done.
There's nothing pure about you.
That's not true at all.
Like the only thing pure about you is the fact that you're a hater.
I'm pure, unadulterated, hedonistic joy. I'm all that.
Joy? You don't know what joy is.
So what happens when you become an adult when you're young? Man?
Like what? Yeah.
What happens when you become an adult when you're a minor?
Yeah, you shouldn't have. You tried to experience the type of joy that you shouldn't have experienced, and it took the type of joy you should have away from you.
It did. So now I can't even be like a normal person anymore.
Happy birthday, baby. I love you very much.
No, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so you are now listening to Talk FNF TV. I'm your host, Absurd Rhetoric, and I'm with my lovely and amazing and supportive co-host, Miss Farrah.
Hi, guys. I've had 3 name changes on this show already.
Yeah, we just gonna go through the cycle. We just gonna see which one sticks.
I just ended up with what my parents gave me. That's so basic.
I mean, when it fits, it fits.
It does, though.
So I mean, you got to take it what you are. So, man, I took a nap earlier today, and then I woke up to just the greatest thing I could ever ask for. We got that Yarpy Elon Musk going at it with the douchebag from, where is he from? Brooklyn? Is Trump from Brooklyn?
That's just not
the douchebag New Yorker Donald Trump.
Don't even say that.
Going at it on the timeline, going back and forth in regards to like Elon. Basically, he's been exposing Donald and the big beautiful bill.
Yeah, so Elon was very upset at this big beautiful bill that Donald Trump presented. Mm-hmm. Mostly because a lot of money was taken away from like
his EV credit.
Yeah, his EV situation, and more money was put towards like oil and gas and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was going on in regards to that. But I think we gotta, before we get into what happened today, we gotta understand there's been a bigger picture afoot here. Like there's been something that's been going on that I don't think is getting the necessary coverage that it should have gotten. So Elon Musk was in the White House with a black eye about last week. If you don't remember.
Allegedly, it was because he was having an affair with somebody in the White House's wife, and the man confronted him and was like, "Yo, you doing my wife?"
See, that's one story.
And pushed him in the face.
That's one story about Stephen Miller and his wife.
Yes.
Who apparently his wife is also about to start working with Elon Musk full time after working with him while he was at the
she getting
White
that
House.
pipe in that bag.
So, I mean, that's crazy. But there's an even better story that I like that may be going on too. So this is another allegation from Steve Bannon. Mm-hmm. He is like the biggest Trump sycophant that you'll ever meet. He said that Elon and I think his name is Scott Bessick, who is the U.S. Treasury Department. He's the Secretary of U.S. Treasury. They got into it because there was a discussion about, you know, all the alleged Doge cuts. He said you'll cut 2 million. Then you said Then you said you'll cut 1 million. I mean, excuse me, 2 trillion. Then you'll cut another, you know, just 1 trillion. Now we're not even at 100 billion in regards to the Doge cuts, because a lot of the Doge cuts have been funny business. That sparked to Elon kind of bumping up with Buddy, you know, trying to be tough. He probably was on potentially, allegedly, a ketamine high, which again, that's been reported by the Post. And how he has had
and has he not admitted that like that's his favorite drug to do and stuff like that?
He admitted that when he did the Elon Musk, he did the Don Lemon interview.
Yeah.
But he tried to like say, you know, the Post was doing lies and all that other stuff about him, but they had accused him of carrying around like a drug case of like ketamine and ecstasy and all this other stuff.
That's crazy.
That's besides the point though.
Freaky fraud.
So Scott apparently punched, and again, this is all according to Steve Bannon, punched Elon in the face, got him that nice little star in his eye. Yeah, but that little marked him up a little bit.
How you like that story better than the affair story?
Because I like it because it's like them saying like Elon, you're a clown and you ain't really doing nothing. And you're getting punked in the Oval Office. There was a discussion about them prior to that they had got into it that made Elon cry, and that was why they did the.
I feel like Elon
Tesla
would
commercial.
cry.
Yeah, oh for sure.
Definitely. The way he tweets, like the way he puts things in parentheses, like I feel like he would cry. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So now when we get into the big beautiful bill discussion, there was also always
what is the big beautiful bill?
That's what we just the budget that was coming out that we discussed that he had. And I also want to do a retraction real quick. When I said the SNAP benefits were changing. They are changing, but it's not that the fact that your kid can't be your dependent. It's just the fact that if you have kids over 8, you'll have work requirements now. So now that's an attack on my culture because now you can't have a brother who's holding down the rent and the utilities for the girl, and then she can get on food stamps and not have to work and take care of the kids.
How is that your culture?
That's what some black men do that. That's a lot of black men who had that, that's a way of life. Shawty get on the stamps and then you cover her main utilities and stuff for her and the kid. Like that's how some players do. But that's neither here nor there.
That's a life that I have not been exposed to, thank God.
Well, that's neither here nor there. So, Elon, the reason why I like my story better is because, like I said, it makes Elon look like a chump.
Yeah, my story makes Elon look like he gets
cool.
Yeah, he smashes puss.
Too
yeah,
cool.
We don't like that.
And he told us his son did it, which your son already exposed everything that just happened today. So that's what X is really doing. Thank you for waking it up, little X. You
said he using his son as a shield, basically.
He was using it and he was over there saying too much around him, and now he spoke up. So the big beautiful bill comes out. It increases the debt ceiling by like the most it's ever been increased at one time, which goes to antithetical to everything Doge and Elon said that they were about. I think this does.
We know they weren't about anything but inflating their own pockets.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I don't believe the whole it's about the EV credits, because he even said early on, like, oh, I'll eat it. I'm not worried about that. It's probably going to hurt my competitors more than me. So I don't think it's necessarily about that.
There's something going on. There's something fishy afoot.
And we're going to get into it in just a moment, but I still want to just break this down. So he discredits the bill. He says that it's BS. Trump then goes on TV to respond to him discussing the bill. He says this. Also says this.
I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion.
Gasoline.
We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it, it became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
So he was right. Elon did attack him personally.
Yeah.
So there was also a clip here that Trump accuses Elon of having Trump derangement syndrome now. And the Yarpy did not take kindly to that. He didn't appreciate that also. He did. Now, he eventually went on a Twitter rant, which included some of the tweets, the likes of this. Time to drop the really big bomb. He ats Donald Trump and says it's in the Epstein files and is the real reason they have not been public. Have a nice day, Donald Trump.
We assume that they was buddies.
So basically what he's trying to insinuate is all of the conspiracy theories. He's trying to, fan the flames of that state that Donald Trump was part of the, alleged Jeffrey Epstein ring.
And Trump has come out and said that he has never been to Jeffrey Epstein's quote unquote stupid little island or whatever. He called it a stupid island or something like that. So he said he's never even been there. Yeah,
even though they've been accused to be best friends.
Yeah.
It's been alleged that they were good friends.
They have about 27 photos together.
So many photos. He also says this, the Trump tariffs, this is Elon, the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. So basically implying that I think he's trying to say there was some intention made by this, that he was trying to do that.
Like that was the plan, is to cause a recession?
Yeah, that was like part of his plan to do that. Then another post goes, this is kind of a threat to a bunch of people here. He says, and some food for thought as they ponder this question. Trump has 3.5 years left as president, but I will be around for 40 plus years. Talking about all the senators and all this other stuff. This is the one that really...
That's scary, though.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
I don't like that. And you know what, another tweet, but not in his, I don't know if this was in his rant, but he was like, oh, we're going to get rid of all of the corrupt politicians. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, who is we? You are not in a position of power to get rid of politicians by any means. Like, what do you know that we don't know?
No, he's definitely scorned. He definitely feels like, the baby mama who just got scorned. Mm-hmm. Like he thought he put this baby into this world. He put all this effort into it. And now, buddy ain't showing up to pick him up. He acting funny when they around. Like that's what he's feeling right now.
He feels like his baby mamas.
Oh, for sure. Speaking of his baby mama, she says, hey, Donald Trump, let me know if you need breakup advice. That's what Ashley said. But no, this is the one that stuck out to me the most because it was really crazy. He says, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would have controlled the House and Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. Such ingratitude. So
that could mean so many things, like so many conspiracy theories are like whirling around in my head. First of all, it could be just without the amount of money I gave him. That's the simplest, basic bottom of the barrel assumption. Let's get that out the way. Throw it out the window. That's not fun. I think he means like without X, without me suppressing certain media, without me boosting certain accounts that are pro-Trump, without the bullshit we did with TikTok and Facebook buying it and suppression of a bunch of stuff there too, without my
Facebook
buddy
bought TikTok?
Yeah.
All right. When that happened?
No, they didn't buy TikTok. They didn't buy TikTok. They were trying to.
Okay.
But without that bullshit, there was some weirdness happening with TikTok when it got off and came back on. Like without all that stuff, then you wouldn't have won. Without all the like creepy behind the scenes shit we did.
Oh, and remember, he even almost admitted to it that they had rigged the election. Trump said it in the Oval Office. Like he was trying to act like he was doing a quote unquote joke. But there's a website,
some Starlink shit going on.
There's a website that does like analysis on the elections, and they look at different places in swing states. I want you to take a listen to this video that talked about, because they were going into the voting pattern and what it looked like in some of the swing states.
So that's pretty crazy what's going on in Rockland County. But check this out. Smart Elections posted more data, and here's what they call the drop-off votes. Drop-off votes consist of people who vote in down-ballot elections, such as gubernatorial elections, Senate elections, etc., and they don't vote for the presidential candidate within that same party. So what does this data mean? This means that almost 190,000 people voted Democrat for down-ballot elections, but they did not vote for Kamala Harris in swing states. That data does not match what happened in non-swing states. Here's how the drop-off votes compare to the margin of victory in Michigan and Arizona, both key swing states in the 2024 presidential election. Same thing for North Carolina and Nevada. Speaking of North Carolina, every single county in North Carolina had more votes cast for the Democratic nominee for Attorney General than they did for Kamala Harris, which is an anomaly to say the least. Oh, and here's how the margin of victory compares to the number of drop-off votes that occurred in Wisconsin, another swing state that Donald Trump won. Here's what I'm concerned about. Why is the number so skewed for swing states compared to non-swing states? Now, before anyone jumps down my throat about what counts as a swing state versus non-swing state, this is their list right here. Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Was this election stolen? I can't say for certain, but what I can tell you is that this data shows numerous anomalies that took place during this election compared to previous ones. My theory is that Rockland County is just the first place this is going to be investigated. North Carolina's up next. Oh, and follow for more news.
My thing is, Donald Trump won by so much though in this election. Like,
not by the popular vote.
Okay. Did he not?
It wasn't as far as the landslide that they're trying to portray this as is not the crazy landslide that ends up being the final count. Like I said, a lot of Democratic votes come in when they do the mail-in votes and stuff like that. This is what happened with Biden. That's why his turnaround happened so fast. That's not the only, what they portrays that night isn't the landslide victory that a lot of people try to act like it was. So like you can look at the numbers and you'll see that they're closer than what you will remember. It's way closer than what happened with him and Biden.
Yeah.
So the thing with that is, and I think I spoke about this before. Everything okay?
Yeah, it's just they breaking it down by state.
Oh, you want to see the totals?
Yeah, like what is happening? Go ahead.
So no, the thing about it is like there isn't just this idea that Elon, because we heard all these stories about Elon in the election, how he walked out and said he knew they won and all this other stuff like that.
Yeah, it was 48.3% for Kamala versus 49.8% for Donald. So it wasn't like a giant.
Yeah, so they try to act like there was this big swing, but it really wasn't. But the thing is when it comes to this, like you do have the idea of like, you're using electronic ballot. People have said, oh, I've gone down my ballot. And then when I picked somebody, it changed to someone else. And I had to go back and change it. You also have the fact that they was going into early people, especially in the South around here. If you had similar names saying, oh, this is the same person voting, even though they weren't. So they would go and find common black names and try to get those names thrown out for their votes and stuff like that. There's a lot of organizations that you can fund that will hinder a lot of the people's vote. So that's why I'm saying it doesn't necessarily have to be this like super secret technological, he pressed this button. It's just the fact that they know the information, the money, and the outcomes that are going to happen on a larger scale, because you can kind of map out those kind of patterns.
Yeah, and then people were getting their mail-in ballots really late this election as well. Like when you were requesting mail-in ballots, it was taking a really long time to get to you. Kids on college campuses were complaining a lot about like not being able to get their mail-in ballots on time. There was a lot of weirdness going on.
No, it was just this. And the reaction about this is just hilarious. Like seeing these two having to go at it. like I said, I predicted this. I said,
Can we read some of the tweets? I mean, we
I
already
thought-
read some of them, right? But I thought there were some funnier ones than that.
not really too much. There was like other people who were saying stuff, but
I thought I screenshotted one that I thought was funny.
like there was one thing like when Donald Trump was going on Truth Social, he was saying Elon's wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandates and forced everyone to buy electric cars that no one wanted. That he knew for months that I was going to do, and then he just went crazy. But then Elon then posts showing him and Trump doing the Tesla sale in front of the White House. So no, like these guys are just trying to point out and pick each other's pieces apart. But I don't think it's for the reasons people think it is. Like I don't think it's for the EV shit. I don't think he's particularly mad about that. I think he has more so a problem with that information that came out from the New York Times a couple days ago regarding about the Palantir and their contract they were just supposedly given or potentially given, that people are saying that potentially could lead to a nationwide database that they would have access to. Because essentially what Trump wants them to do is to connect all of the agencies in the government. That's what they're going to go in and say they're going to do. But there's a lot of people who feel like their actual plan is to get a full-on database, put that into their AI programs, and essentially be able to map out or do predictive policing, because this company has been accused of that. Palantir, if you haven't heard of them before, you should definitely go look at them. They are founded by my mortal enemy, Peter Thiel. Alex Karp is another individual who's part of this. And what they have essentially been for the last, I want to say over 20 years now, have been essentially like a privatized version of B613. Like that's probably the best way to describe it. They're like, we do the business of the government. So
B613 was privatized though, or was it?
No, it was CIA in the scandal. It was CIA.
It was like Black Ops. Nobody knew about it.
But it was part of the CIA.
Okay.
It was like a Black Ops part of the CIA.
Okay.
That's why this one is privatized, because they'll just essentially, hey, we need to find these individuals. They put this into their technology and they'll find all of the quote unquote bad people around the world, to the point where they brag about this stuff. Like Alex Karp has been on multiple interviews saying, hey, we kill bad people. Talking about Palestinian civilians, talking about essentially anybody who they'll contract, they'll take. And like last week, they were just awarded an $800 million contract.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
So that's what I'm saying is again, like I said, they've been accused already of doing predictive policing in Louisiana, working there and trying to basically map out people's behaviors on if they're going to be more aligned to do crimes and stuff like that. Essentially the Minority Report. So if you've ever heard of that movie. Yeah, Minority Report.
Is that the movie?
Where they predict to see who's going to do crimes and stuff like that.
And it was like super high tech and stuff, and then the system went like out of control and started killing innocent people. Okay.
Yep, that's what essentially
did we
they've
watch
been
that
doing.
together?
No. That's essentially what they've been doing.
The way you said no.
I was just too like convincing with that.
Yeah, like you was like, no, I definitely watched that with that big booty bitch. Like, what do you mean?
I probably watched it by myself more than anything else. But like I said, I think this is what more so is what's going on with Elon, is because him and Peter Thiel have, like I said, they've been good friends. They created PayPal together, but to me, in my worldview and how I look at it, Peter Thiel uses Elon Musk as a tool, because he knows he's going to get people, he's going to galvanize people, he's going to talk, he's going to basically take all of the front-facing bullets that come with being a high-profile individual, while he can go in there and essentially just backdoor all his deals and get the best, for him. And I think that's what's going on here. I think Elon is essentially mad about that. I think he's realizing what's going on when he heard about this contract. The fact that Elon wanted to be involved on the plans with China in regards to a potential secret war if they had to be one, and he wasn't given that access. I'm pretty sure Palantir will be. I'm pretty sure they're going to have all that information. Like, the thing y'all got to understand, Doge went into the government and did all this efficiency talk, right?
Yeah, and got nothing efficient done.
But the thing is, they went to all of these folks doing aid and all of these other like domestic situations. But you know what organization or what department in our government has failed to audit since Trump has been in office last time?
Every time?
Yeah. They every time they failed all 4 years of Biden and failed
Defense?
2 years. Yes. The Pentagon.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And he didn't send him over there. There was no cleaning up any of defense budgets.
That department gets to do what they want.
And that's one of the most bloated departments in this beautiful bill.
Of course, they always get more money. They get more and more money every year. The defense budget always goes up. It never goes down.
So I think the lack of access that he was getting in regards to defense was something that he wanted to be privy to. Peter Thiel, who has been working with our United States government since 9/11, and his corporation, have created a situation where, hey, we can get you comfortable, get you into a situation where all you got to do is call for us, and we're going to do the same thing we've been doing with Israel, making sure we blow up all their enemies. Anything that you want to do for us, we're going to continue to do that. Mm-hmm. And I think the real bad guys are actually about to start coming in. I think Elon was the front-facing bad guy. He was like, when you
he's a former CEO of PayPal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're Peter Thiel. Yeah, that's his partner. They was boys for a while. That's what I'm saying. This little twink he got us. Peter Thiel is dangerous, and nobody wants to believe him. He's sitting here. He done talked about folks' education, talking about Kamala Harris ain't smart because she went to Howard. He was basically like, if you ain't go to the elite Ivy schools, you're not intelligent. Like this, he's really like one of those technocrats. Like these are the people that we really need to be understanding. They do not have our best intentions at all. Mm-hmm. Like Elon is bad. This guy's worse. It's like trying to think of like a superhero comparison. It's like Elon is like Maxwell Lord and Peter Thiel is Lex Luthor. You know what I'm saying? I know you're not going to get that. But
I'm like, wrap it up.
Fair. You don't understand. These niggas are dangerous. But no, we can just wrap it up here for that.
I'm like, this has been 25 minutes of this.
You're not scared? You're not worried?
Of course I'm scared and I'm worried, but there's also...
And you should be shitting on Elon because his baby mom was talking about Haiti. I got the tweet. Don't make me pull it up.
I don't give a fuck what Elon's baby mama had to say about Haiti. She had a child by Elon Musk.
She said, remember, this is back in September of last year. She said, remember when Americans had to evacuate out of Haiti because a cannibal gang leader named Barbecue took over the entire country? That's hate.
That was one city.
She was disrespectful.
Bitch, you're wrong. And I wish he would have ate you. That's all I have to say about that. And it was one city.
I love that.
It wasn't the entire country.
All right, so we got to get into the DDG story, man. So there has been updates. Mm-hmm. DDG is back on the bull. So we talked about last time what was been going on. Halle put out the restraining order. He had to basically have
Halle.
Halle put out the restraining order. She had her supervised visits and things of that nature. And then DDG files his own paperwork.
He filed so that she wouldn't be able to take him out of the country, and also for him to get custody because apparently he's saying that she's unstable mentally and that he is also accusing her of stealing his gun, and he's saying that like she's creating an environment that's not safe for the baby.
Didn't he also say like he found her with the gun and she was like crying and like upset and hysterical or whatever?
I don't know about that.
Okay, that's what I saw in one of the reports I
saw the texts, just him asking her to bring it back.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, he's trying to play her as or portray her as a unstable individual, someone who is suicidal, potentially made
someone who's dangerous
to herself and others.
Yeah,
that's essentially what he's trying to pan out to, and it's very convenient the way the time that he's doing it because, like I said, she's about to head out to Italy. And
to do a movie with the dude from the first season of Bridgerton, the light-skinned dude. So,
and it just seems really convenient because if this was the case, and we're going to get into what the judge and stuff ruled in just a moment, but if this was the case, why are we just hearing about it now? Because she put hers out last month.
Yeah, it was a while ago that she put hers out. We've been dragging him for mad long. He went to Streamer University before he decided to fight his custody battle.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if this woman is this unstable individual, why did you go to Streamer University and have her around your kid this entire time? Mm-hmm. Like, that should have been the priority, no?
Yes.
This is why.
But we know that DDG is not going to prioritize his actual child. That's not his behavior. Mm-hmm. All he's prioritizing is making her look bad and making himself look better so that he can continue to make the money he's making.
Yeah, I saw like this one clip that this girl put on TikTok, and I guess she was trying to imply like she has legal, expertise, or she understands a law, court, or whatever in a particular way. And she was like, "Oh, well, this could be bad for Halle because if you portray that the child may be in danger in any kind of way, that's that's never a good look because the priority of the court is to make sure they protect the well-being of the child." What y'all got to understand is that mental health stuff, that's about as easy to clean up as anything. All you got to do is call a doctor.
Which is exactly what she did. And she put out a statement. She said, "I've been very vocal about my anxiety, depression, and previous thoughts of suicide. Without waiving the psychotherapist patient privilege and physician patient privilege, I have reached out to my doctor and received treatment to address the issues. I have been and remain 100% available and capable as a parent to our son Halo."
Yeah, like
and
that's
her. That's it.
That's the easiest thing that she could have did. That's why I'm telling you, like, this has nothing to do with anything that he's painting in reality. Everything about this is he is upset that she gets the better end of the stick with everything that's going on.
She was always going to get the better end of the stick because she was the better human being in the relationship, you piece of shit, nigga. She
crazy.
literally came from Disney. Like, what are you talking about? Who did you think was going to win? Are you delusional? This is what happens when good girls like hood niggas.
Yeah.
If y'all split up, she will always win because you still a hood nigga. You're still not smart.
But it's the worst thing about him is that he portrays to be one. He's not really the hood nigga per se.
Yeah, but like to her,
he's
like,
more of a safer version of that.
She can't be with an actual hood nigga. Like she can't be with like a.
He
a hood nigga?
He a brother in the hood.
Who's a hood nigga? G Herbo.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Blueface.
Oh no.
His man's Blueface.
Oh no.
Oh no. It's just like it's kind of apparent, and it's sad like seeing.
I remember what I was gonna say.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I just think I don't know what DDG thought this was gonna do. Mm-hmm. There's like, of course, there's gonna be a handful of dumb bitches that are like, "See, I told you I'm on blood. You bitches are dumb." But generally, it's like seeing those texts of her being suicidal is just sad. Like you just feel for her, and I'm just like, I can't even imagine what it's like being in her shoes, being pregnant. Your nigga's cheating on you. You going through postpartum. She talked about that after giving birth to Halo, that she went through postpartum depression. And then this nigga gonna put out texts when you crashing out are like, which is justifiably so.
Yeah. And some of the texts were before the baby was born, while she was pregnant. And then some of them were like, I think like 3 months ago were some of the earliest messages that he posted. And like, the thing is, I'm seeing a lot of these like guys supporting him, academics and his pages are supporting him, all this other stuff. And I see a lot of these young brothers trying to say she's crazy and all this. And I can just tell y'all never had a real lover. Like if y'all ain't never fucked on a real lover and she didn't hit you with a text message saying like, "Oh, I'm about to kill myself because of the way you acted," you ain't been really doing nothing. Like you ain't really him. I'm just being honest. Like
I ain't never been with him.
Well, then most definitely you ain't no real. Maybe you ain't no real lover girl like that. Honestly,
like killing myself. Are you fucking?
Yeah, you ain't never took it there.
No,
I didn't have some ones that took it there. Like that. Number ones be the crazy. And honestly, kind of gives you a little energy. You like, oh, you had to do that for me? Oh, come on, I'm about to pull up. I'm about to be there. Don't put the knife down, baby.
You like toxic shit?
Like, put the knife down, baby. When I was younger, I did. I was like, put the knife down, baby. I'm pull up. Don't do that. No, you ain't got to send a picture of it. It's okay. Wipe that red stuff off of it. I know it's not blood. That's just ketchup. But I'm going to pull up. I'm going to be there. Oh, man, getting the cry. Oh, my goodness. Niggas getting when you got the cry message where she's like crying on your voicemail.
I've left
telling you to come home. Like, oh my goodness.
I've left the crying voicemail.
Y'all ain't never really had no real lover girl.
In middle school, though.
No, I'm talking about she 19 on your phone going crying hard.
I'd rather send, you know what?
I'm just saying, man. I didn't have some ones that was willing to cash out, not cash out, but check out about me.
1920. I'm not sending you voicemails of me crying whatsoever. You gonna catch me outside and you gonna be like, "Farrah, is that? Yeah, this is me."
Nah. when she really about it, she gonna send you like scars. She gonna send you pictures of the scars. Like that's what she really.
The women that you were dealing with are mentally unstable.
Yeah, but like sometimes it get there. Sometimes
like no man has ever made me contemplate hurting myself. Not once in my life.
Like when you really like bring the passion level like I bring, it just, it opens up a different side, and they just feel like without that, they're not even whole anymore. And so that's why they want to check out. And, you just got to be there to make sure that they don't. You got to hold it down, man. They get into the drunk. Oh, don't get the drunken benders. You can come in, it's like 3 or 4 bottles. I'm like, you did this yourself? Girl, you only like 125 pounds. Like, where you put all this alcohol?
What was you doing?
It wasn't me doing it. She did it. I just pulled up.
No, it was your fault.
No, it wasn't my fault, man.
What were you doing?
It was just time to move on, and she just wasn't ready for that experience.
He done told me some stories before that, like, definitely I would probably drink a whole bottle of tequila to the face if I went through what he was putting these bitches through when he was in college.
That's not.
For sure.
I was all above board, man.
Imagine you pull up to your boyfriend's bedroom, his roommate is in the bed with him. I'd crash out too.
Well, it was a girl, so make sure you clarify that the girl.
His female roommate was in the bed with him. Both of y'all are dying.
I mean,
I don't know.
It just happens when you know.
That's a story that I go back to all the time because, like, I want to talk to her.
Nah, you don't want to talk to her.
Because she should have, like, blacked out. Like, she should have been
arrested. We wasn't in the
that
bed
night.
together, though. Like, we wasn't, like, underneath the covers.
It doesn't matter.
We were just laying on the bed
because
together.
she lives here.
No, what was funnier was
Why is she not in her bed?
No, what was even funnier was, like, she sat at the end of the bed when she came in the room.
Yeah, she was so pussy. So pussy. I would have literally gotten vegetable oil out of the kitchen, poured it on, lit a match. Flames.
This wouldn't have called. I wouldn't have done anything. Nothing would have been a success out of that. That just would have ruined a nice place.
Your nice place.
Yeah, there's no need for that.
Yeah, no need for that.
No, not at all.
I need that. Revenge?
Not all.
Immediately, I need that.
This is what happened. You got to watch out when you into the lover girls. They do come out with that left eye. Like sometimes you get at least a left eye. Lopez. And I think.
Now I do adhere to that ministry.
See, look at that.
I'm not going to kill myself. I'm going to destroy your shit.
The ones, like I said, the ones you're going to have the best time with are the ones that's going to give you that. I'm crashing out. I got the needle and I'm about to overdose. Like right now. Like those are the ones that when you get that call.
Nigga, needle?
Yeah, they pulling everything out. They got the pills, all of that. You
was fucking with white girls, because what do you mean needle?
They got the pills going. They got
Black
all the
women
pills.
don't have needles in the college dorms.
I'm on my third one.
Third what?
My third bean. If I take one more, I know I'm going OD. You need to come here now. Let's happen. I need you now or I'm dying. And I got a note right here that say it's your fault.
I ain't never had that type of dick in my life.
You had me. What you say? What you trying to say?
I'm saying nothing that's gonna make me feel like I want to die if I don't have you right now.
That's kind of how I used to put them on them though. Like that's just how I was back in that time. Also, like I didn't want you around if you wasn't at that point in my life. I didn't want you around if you wasn't like that. I wanted someone who was like, you gonna really show me something tangible that you want to be.
You literally showed up to the health center to go pick bitches up.
It wasn't a health center, but it was like, outside of where they went to
the counselors.
Yeah, it was outside of there.
You are a predator.
Nah, it was just coincidence.
You are a predator on the level of R. Kelly.
No, it was definitely a coincidence. It
was
like 2 or 3.
Because this is a pattern.
No, it was like 2 or 3.
Am I mentally unstable?
You think that's what your reflection of this now?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
I feel like I might be a little bit wonky.
No.
Because you decided to marry me. What's wrong with me, y'all? Leave it down in the comments. What's wrong with me?
I don't think you want to give them that free reign. All right, but
because I can't be normal if you married me.
You got your little wild side too. You're just not the same kind of lover girl. You'll kill me and then do the time for it.
Yes,
that's cool too. I'm cool with that too. That's like the evolution of what I was behind. Like first she was gonna crash out and kill herself. Now she gonna kill me.
And then I'm gonna get the biggest, finest stud in the jail, and I'm gonna be her bitch.
Like, you see what women can just say? Like, just imagine the dude say, oh, I'm going to go in there and get turned out by a nigga. Like, what?
Yeah, I'm going to get the biggest, meatiest
I'm bending
dick.
over. Niggas bending me up. I'm like, what? Nigga, no. That's not
Folding
cool.
me like a lawn chair.
Shit's not cool, yo. That shit is not cool.
Yeah, I'm getting folded like a lawn chair if I ever go to prison, for sure.
All right. That's a while. We took the DDG topic to a crazy place.
I forgot we was talking about DDG.
I know, but I mean, I wanted to let these boys know that they ain't about the lover girls. That's all.
There's also been, going back to the whole DDG thing, there's also been claims that the judge denied the motion that DDG filed.
Yeah, TMZ reported that today.
Okay, so that's true. Because, finally, when TMZ reports it, they usually don't do lies, even though they're very salacious, but, like, they do kind of.
Yeah, so she can go, but the judge could, if something more evidence presents itself, could tell her she has to come back. So more than likely that probably won't happen. The Disney
So the evidence that I know y'all don't know how to use your brains properly, but this is what we're getting from what the judge is saying. So the evidence that is presented to the judge that we are not seeing has led the judge to side basically with Halle.
Yeah, I mean, his claims were like
Halle. Letting her go out of the country with her son because she is not a danger to her son. And then her son is in better hands with his goddamn mother.
Yeah, I mean, that pretty much
That
checks
is
out.
what the judge is saying.
Yeah, so there you go. You have it.
Period.
All right, I do want to talk about this. It was Michael B. Jordan did an interview where he was talking about what Denzel had. Was there a clip or something you wanted me to play, or?
I didn't have a clip, but Michael B. Jordan says Denzel Washington told him to stay offline to avoid overexposing himself to audiences. Why would they pay to see you on a weekend if they see you all week for free? And I think that is amazing advice, because I've been saying on here that I would like celebrities to be more mysterious like they used to be. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, you ain't know nothing about what John Dean or whatever his name was. Like, you ain't know nothing about a Marilyn Monroe. You ain't know nothing about them other than like when they actually sat down with the media and let you in. You didn't know they skincare routine and the get ready with me's and the what's in my bags.
I mean, I even appreciate it just from a journalistic standpoint because the rumor mill was worth more then too.
Yes.
Because it was like, even though now there's still a place for it, it was more valuable at the time because that you didn't get this overexposure. But one truth to that, what he's saying is like, you also have to understand is if you're not great, then not being available is going to be a detriment to you.
Yes. Beyonce can do that because whenever she pop out, we all gonna fall at her feet regardless. Mm-hmm. If you're like, I don't know, one of the girls from Love and Hip Hop or something like that, then yes, you need to be on live 24/7 so that we don't forget about you because you do nothing, technically, right?
That's true.
There is a double-sided thing to this, mm-hmm. right? Because back in the day when tabloids basically had the control over the rumor mill, the celebrities were basically at their whim. And they were doing horrible things to women like Britney Spears and stuff like that. Like the whole tabloid thing was a hellish landscape back in the day. And social media and celebrities being on social media gave them the opportunity to like rewrite their stories and take charge of their own narratives when rumors were swirling about and stuff like that. So I'm fine with like a celebrity coming on their social media to clear something up that's a detriment to like their character or their brand or something like that. But there's mad at y'all that I want y'all to take us out of the group chat.
Oh, 100%.
So bad.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Cardi B and Offset, top of mind. I want them to take us out of the group chat immediately. Cardi B was literally, we're going to get into it, right? Mm-hmm. Just crashing out on Spaces.
Yeah.
I want them to take us out of the group chat. Michelle and Barack Obama. I would like y'all to take us out of the group chat. Who's on your list?
I mean, I had some because I was looking up some people just to get some inspiration. Of course, I had Cardi. I was thinking about that. Mm-hmm. Honestly, Britney Spears might need to take us out the group chat too.
Bro, I don't think Britney Spears knows we're in the group chat. It's the situation with the strike.
Yeah, like
I don't know if Britney Spears even knows she's in a group chat.
like she didn't let us. She lets us in all too much. She comes in on the screen wearing
with her little panties
yeah,
on.
with the littlest of panties, her squares of waist. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like the most 2000s pair of panties
Ever.
just low rise.
Plies is the only one who was enjoying this.
Just shaking that pussy.
Yeah, the rest of us are sitting here like, what are you doing, Brittany? Please stop. This isn't a good look. I'm trying to think who's some other people
who do we know too much about?
I know too much about Joe Budden. Joe Budden, you need to take us out the group
He's
chat.
a media personality though.
Okay.
Like he does a 3-hour podcast like 3 times a week.
We're gonna be in the group chat regardless.
There's no way he can take us out.
But he
the
didn't
group
have
chat.
like before the podcast too. We was in the group chat awful a lot too. We knew a lot about.
He was on reality TV.
Yeah, we knew a lot about the group chat.
Yeah, I feel like for reality TV stars, for people who's
So Cardi
like,
don't count that because she was reality.
she was, but now she's not anymore. She hasn't been for a very, very long time. She just be on Spaces telling us all her business.
Keisha Coles is another one.
I want her to take us out the group chat, definitely. And I want her to take them denim fucking panties off and get a stylist.
And then like every time she in a new group chat, she let us know too. So it's like I done went from Honcho to AB. So now y'all need to make sure y'all get this new number so y'all can recognize it.
I want Summer Walker to take us out the group chat. I would like to never know who Summer Walker dates for the rest of her life.
Jada Waiter might got us too much in the group chat too. She be a little bit too much in the group chat.
Yeah, it's just like, what does she do though?
I mean, expose the
just
group
like-
chat. She's the friend that's exposing
We're
the group
talking
chat.
about like people who are talented.
It's like you don't have to do this.
Yeah, Jada Waiter has to do this. She's not fucking little baby anymore.
No, it's bad.
Nothing else interesting about her.
I mean, unfortunately, we're in a part of society now where you kind of have to sell off that portion of you to continue to make some type of revenue and to stay in the algorithm and stuff like that. So I mean, it's just like how we see like when something happens, everybody has to feel like they got to react to it. It's just part of the algorithm now. So everybody, we in the group chat of everybody to a particular level. Some people have us, we just know the main headlines. Some people know we just know very little. And because, I mean, if you want to think about it, Kanye West got us in Jay-Z and Beyonce group chat too.
And Jay-Z and Beyonce don't want nobody in their group chat.
But Kanye keep letting niggas in. He's like, why you keep adding niggas to the group chat, yay?
Kanye not even in the chat no more.
But he
either.
still keep finding his way in.
Yeah,
like he's sending
he
them
changing his number.
This what
he
he doing.
private.
This what he doing. He added them to his chats and then sending
'Cause
messages.
he still know their number.
Yeah, so he still got their number, but they just don't respond. They just leave. All that, but they don't know. So Kanye is another one who probably needs to get us out the group chat. He upset about Trump and Elon too. So, brother.
Oh my God, the tweet that he tweeted today.
He said, no.
I thought that shit was hilarious. I laughed out loud when I saw it.
He was so upset. The bros.
He said, bros, please, no. We love you both so much. Shut the fuck up, Kanye West. Period.
Wasn't somebody in his family
like hard stop. That's it.
Wasn't his father a Black Panther? Or his mom?
Kanye?
Yeah.
I don't know, but at this point, they both rolling in their graves.
That nigga a white kitten now. It's disgusting. Like you done went full Peckerwood on us. Yeah, that's sick. That's sick, man. But yeah, those are some people
and
I
you
want.
be sucking dick, like.
Well, he was doing that. He was.
Kanye, I want Kanye to take us out the group chat. You need to go to therapy.
We don't need to
We're
know.
not even in Kanye's group chats. We in Kanye's full therapy sessions. Please leave us out of it. I'm begging you. Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that, man. Like once you told us you was sucking your cousin's penis, bro, it's like some things we don't need to know, dog.
That's where you niggas drew the line. I drew the line at slavery was a choice.
Nah,
There's intrusive thoughts that you need to keep to your goddamn self.
If we're being honest, like once you say slavery is a choice, the next thing that's gonna come out your mouth is you sucked your cousin's dick. Like that feels like the line of conscious, the stream of consciousness
It doesn't.
Yes, it does. That feels like the stream of
That
consciousness that it'll take you.
That's not. How does that make sense in your head?
I just feel like
It's not.
those are two things that'll take you there.
That is not a thing.
Like you think slavery is a choice, yeah, you'll definitely suck your cousin's dick. Like
Wow.
I just feel like that.
Okay.
You know, I'm sorry.
You heard it here first.
You can hate me now. All right. I wanted to play this clip. I'm looking for it right now. Is Gilbert Arenas, because it was actually kind of piggybacking off what you said about how like the way that we have set up media now, we are essentially being okay. The way that the justification for why a lot of players have said like, oh, player-owned media is important is because they talk about the disrespect that the media has shown them in regard to their performances, maybe exposing things in their real life that doesn't have anything to do with the game. And like that was always the main conversation around that. So Gilbert Arenas recently had some comments about your boy Carl Anthony Towns, the former, the New York Knicks forward. So
she said former. I got scared.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's still with them now. But he had this to say about his body shape, and a lot of people feel like he maybe went a little too far. So I'm gonna let you listen to it.
After all on Kat himself, it's him. It's his physical makeup. Long legs, short torso, big ass feet. There's nothing he can do. He's built like a whole fucking bitch. He's built like a female. Like clip that. No, clip no, fuck that. Am I saying something wrong? Look, he's built like a girl. No. He has girl hips. He's like a full WNBA player.
Not.
Wasn't we saying that when we was talking about it in the game week last time?
Gilbert thinks you stacked. That's crazy.
He said Carl Anthony Towns got body.
He said he's thick.
Oh, he said you see his hips.
Wow, why are you looking at that man's thighs? You should have said pause after every word.
Oh my goodness. But that was what a lot of people were saying, like they overstepped, and that's a problem of player media where it's like, oh, y'all said y'all didn't want the media doing this, but now y'all are doing it. And it feels like, I guess, to a lot of people that their sentiment was half-hearted, which I think it is. These guys want to get lit. These guys went from making millions of dollars to now they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. They don't want to keep doing that. Mm-hmm. They want to get a check. And whatever they got to say, they will. But Carl Anthony Towns did respond.
Oh, what'd he say?
Well, he didn't say anything. He posted a picture of Gilbert Arenas with his hand on his face, but he had his nails painted. So it was like it was Photoshopped, like he had his nails painted like he was gay. I think that's what he did. That was
Carl should have posted a picture like, baddie.
No, he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that. He couldn't survive. But this is what goes to what a lot of people were saying, where they had a problem with a lot of the edits that were going around and the conversation about that, because look at where it's getting to now, where it started with gay jokes. Now it's being disrespectful to his, body type and appearance. And I'm just like, dude, is it going too far? I don't think so. I don't think we haven't gone far enough yet. Like, y'all cats get paid millions of dollars. I am sorry, but your feelings come like third or fourth in line. Like, these jokes got to get off. And I can't get mad at Gilbert for it.
And that was a really good joke. He really got his shit off for real. So,
like, this is
I'm
just
not
part of
even
the
mad.
game. Because if they get more money and get their profile up, that only makes the games a bigger deal, must-watch TV. And the work that Gilbert and them put in on a day-to-day basis, literally doing 4 episodes a week, doing live streams, ain't nothing else we can say about it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's just part of the game. But as from a journalistic standpoint, I don't feel like, I feel like there's a place for this. It's just like we have the tabloids, we have the rumors, and we have like this kind of opinionated, overly critical layer that I think is just as important. This is something you want to play? You don't sound like you want to talk about this.
Oh, I was letting you get your sports shit off. I'm
just talking about from a media perspective. Like, what do you feel about that? Like, because we were just talking about the track star that couldn't take the heckling, and you was all on her side. So I mean,
because that's not a media personality. That's a bitch ass nigga.
But that's a part of this whole.
Okay, there's no context. So first, for your first question, I do think that if you're like in the NBA, NFL, whatever, you can't be super sensitive about the way that these people get their shit off. And then it's not like he's on ESPN, he's on his own platform. He can say whatever he wants to say. There's mad people that have their own platforms now. You're just gonna have to get used to people saying you shape like a baddie. You and Jordan twins.
Shaped like your bitch is crazy, especially when she had a BBL and like you just naturally shaped like that.
You naturally a baddie. Be proud. What was the second? Oh yeah. So this morning we were having kind of like a heated debate because I think we were watching the news and there was a man at a track event. I don't remember who he was heckling, but
Gabby Thomas, I think her name.
Gabby Thomas. So he's in the stands and he's recording her before the race and he's saying, "Oh, you have a white husband and what's her face is gonna win because she got a black husband and black babies." Okay, listen.
Can't be mad at him.
Not mad at him at all. And then she goes on to lose the race, and
he was happy because he won his parlay.
So, which makes him win the parlay. And then he allegedly like follows her around, like as she's signing autographs and after she's done losing the race, and he continues to heckle her. And I said that as a track star, someone who like you don't have a league, you know, it's just like
they have one now though.
They're apparently they're developing one. They don't have one yet. So this is not something that they have that they're used to, consistent media attention, right? Plus, this is not someone who's from the media. This is just a man with too much goddamn time on his hands and who prioritizes the wrong things, who decided to go to this sporting event and heckle this young woman because of money that he decided to gamble away for his own vices and addictions. This is not someone who's a media personality who has a job to do, who has content to create. This is just a man who's an asshole.
See, I can tell just like by that entire rant that you did there that you never ran track or did any kind of like real
I did
sports.
zero sports. I did musical theater. I did track for 2 days. This man wanted me to run long distance. I said, y'all will never see me again. And that was it.
So the men who like track and that will go to a track event like this and watch it for the heck of it are some of the sickest sports guys of all time.
I just think it's very odd that you were arguing with me, that I thought it was a little bit weird that my thing was after he won the parlay, he followed her around while she was signing articles. Nick, flex on what?
On you.
I
bet he literally bet against her.
This is not something
like
it was she's not gonna get a notification.
It wasn't like he bet somebody else to win. I think he bet for her to lose. So I'm flexing on you.
It's weird. Why do you feel like you have to flex on me?
Cause
post it. I don't know.
You had
it's
the best
just
odds.
Weird as shit.
You had the best odds. I took it and I won. And this is the thing where I'm saying where it's like, hey, if y'all ladies want to have y'all sports be viewed in a similar manner, you're going to have to go through the trash talk. This is going to be the norm. Like, you see how the girls in the WNBA are getting it? If you want your sport to look anything like this, it is going to be the exact same.
Going to be the norm. It's not the norm yet. They are not used to it yet, which was also my argument this morning.
No, what's not the norm is their success.
They're not used to it yet.
What their norm is, their success is not the norm. This behavior is the norm. You saw when your when your Knicks went down to the Pacers, they put a picture of the point guard's face on Osama bin Laden.
Did they?
Yes. They called it the Halle ban.
Oh, wow.
Okay, these are psychopaths.
I love New Yorkers. I love New Yorkers so much.
But this was the disrespect of New Yorkers.
Oh,
because they were putting his face on Osama bin Laden because he was blowing up New York.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm saying this is a sick group of men.
I thought it was just they was calling him Osama bin Laden.
No, they were saying it because he's the Halle ban.
It wasn't a fully fleshed out thought.
That's all I'm saying. It's like these individuals are sick. So if you want this level of cachet and fame, you have to understand you're getting your hands dirty with some of the nastiest and disgusting individuals of all time.
I was saying that it's going to take some getting used to.
Okay, we're going to be here and patient with you. I promise you.
And okay, so speaking of what's his name? Karl Anthony Towns. I just remembered it's Pride Month.
Oh, that's crazy. He's gonna.
He just reminded me, so I just wanted to play a little.
I'm rolling with the LGBT. Fuck out my way when you see me. I'm rolling with the LGBT.
Okay, period. Ally.
Yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. Yo. I told Joe today on Spaces how we was calling Victoria Monet's baby daddy gay, and that he was mad at us. He was like, "Yo, that's wild."
That's one of my greatest hits.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And that's still up. He deleted his comments though.
Oh, he did. Did
Yeah.
we screenshot him? I think we did.
I don't know if we did.
We gotta check and
You
see.
might have, but I didn't.
We definitely. He probably got mad about that too.
He got mad because people were tagging him like, yo, they still didn't take this shit down. And I was like, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
That shit did numbers,
Doing
big
numbers.
dog.
Yeah, like,
Like, what are you talking about?
I don't care about you being not bi, for real.
You better suck it up, brother. That's just how it is over here, big dog.
Suck it up like I thought you was sucking them dicks.
Oh, snap. All right, so before we get to our next conversation, man, you've been acting a little different lately. You've been picking up some little habits that I don't know
Working
if I'm
out.
comfortable with. I don't know
Working out is the habit.
No, because this is the way I look at it like this, okay? People don't better themselves for the people around them, okay?
People better themselves for themselves.
No, they better they better themselves so that they can qualify for something different. You see, I'm rattled. Like, and they
You
do it
should be.
They do it to say that they qualify for something more. Are you trying to say that?
I just want to qualify to use my knees when I'm 75.
Where did you work? You walk around. You're active. Don't act like you sitting over here doing a sedentary lifestyle.
To
or
be
something.
honest, I have a beach party that I'm going to, and I want to give the girls waist and ass.
See, and I knew it was something, yo. Like, it's always something.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. Like, and that I'm learning it on the show is even nuts. This is insane.
You knew I was going to a beach party.
Like, I just feel like she just trying to be
Labor
brand
Day. We
new.
gonna be back outside, boys, on the something. I'm ready to ride. Yeah, that's gonna be me.
See how I'm just.
I'm gonna be outside 4th of July too, but you're gonna be outside with me against your will. Yes, because we are gonna be in Atlanta, so.
Duh, that's where we live. I just feel like I just see her moving different, like, you know what I mean? Just her head tilted up a little higher than normal.
Nigga,
I
started working out. It's been 3 days. This
Yeah,
nigga
like-
thinks that I'm a different person now, and
I
good
see
because
it.
I am.
See? I knew
Yeah.
what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Treachery.
Yeah.
Treachery.
Once this ass come in, the niggas with money are gonna start
See?
flocking.
That's where it's
You're gonna have to start getting more money.
See? This is where it starts right here.
The ass is just motivation for you to stack up.
Or I'm gonna lose everything. See
Nope.
how they do it?
You're not gonna lose
That's
it.
it.
Just make more.
Or she's gonna make it have a suspicious death and cash in on my life insurance policy.
I'm not on your life insurance.
There you are.
Oh.
So
No, I'm kidding.
suspicious death pending. Well, at least I got this recorded now. so
I'd rather have him than his money.
that's what she says now.
How much is the policy for?
See?
though?
Here we go. See?
I'm completely joking.
So now we got to talk
The
about.
ladies at the hair salon told me to start a life insurance policy myself on you too,
See? They trying to double
so
dip.
that I could get mine and yours when you die.
Double dip. See?
Not when I murder you though. When you die of natural causes on your own.
Because there's something in the food.
With the way you eat, about 17 years.
All she's going to do is put a little something in the food. See how she counting? And 17 is a number like you're counting, like you added up.
Nah,
got
if
the
you
math,
know-
you did the math correctly to get to 17.
If you know me, you know that 17 is my go-to dramatized number.
Yeah, whatever. I know how to do the math too. Speaking of this sad, losing a partner thing, you heard about what was going on with Jonathan Josh? So he's an actor. Formerly, he played John Redcorn on King of the Hill.
Oh, yes.
So what is going on?
That's so sad.
Yeah, so we can break down the story about what happened. So apparently, now, Jonathan Joss, it was pretty sad what occurred. So, and this is the start of Pride Month, which we was talking about earlier. And his husband basically outlined the events that transpired when he lost his life, because he was fatally shot by a neighbor.
Yes, a homophobic neighbor.
Well, allegedly. Let's just say that, because like I said, there's some more information I'm gonna get into. But this is what Tristan, who I believe that's his husband, said. So my husband, Jonathan Johnson, and I were involved in a shooting while checking the mail at the site of our former home. So one thing about this home is he's about to say that home was burned down after over 2 years of threats from people in the area who repeatedly told us they would set it on fire. We reported these threats to law enforcement multiple times, but nothing was done. So I do want to stop right there and discuss this a little bit. So Jonathan even spoke to this, and there's like a clip that going around where he was talking to the writers and cast of King of the Hill, where he talked about his house burning down and all this other stuff. So to be fair in this conversation, Jonathan himself has said he believes somebody did it, or maybe, and this is in his own words, he said, or he could have left something on and caused the fire. So that is something that he has given some level of credence.
Before you continue, if I am in a situation where everybody around me hates me and they are threatening my life, I do respect the, like, I'm going to stay here and y'all going to deal with me, like, and I'm going to stay put. That is very commendable. But me, I'm packing my shit up and I'm going. Like, if y'all are threatening to kill me, I'm going to go. Period.
All right, so I'm going to get into this some more. So throughout the time, we were harassed regularly by individuals who made it clear they did not accept our relationship. Much of the harassment was openly homophobic. When we returned to the site to check our mail, we discovered the skull of one of our dogs and had been harness placed in clear view.
Yeah, that's not an accident. That's not something y'all did. That was a hate crime.
So I believe the dogs had passed prior, and I was reading somewhere that they actually had kept the remains. So it wasn't like they killed the dog.
Okay, what the fuck is happening
That's what
here?
I'm saying. This isn't no normal people. Like, that's what I mean. Like, this isn't no normal people about them. That's why it's kind of crazy. So, like, the remains were there, and what they, I guess, he's
Just
trying to say here.
Out and about?
Well, they were still at the house because the house burned down and all this other stuff. So they still had remains of the dog there at the house that they would grieve and, you know, remember stuff about for. So.
You didn't bury the fucking dog?
I mean, like I said, I don't know how they had the remains set up, but it could have been that they picked the remains up and then did something to, you know.
And let me not judge the dead.
I just think because the way that I think I talked to you about it earlier was, it was like they killed the dog and then like skinned it and did all this other stuff. So that's what I mean. This caused both of us severe emotional distress. We began yelling and crying in response to the pain of what we saw. While we were doing this, a man approached us. He started yelling homophobic slurs at us, and this raised the gun from his lap and fired. So this part right here is obviously the, you know, most dramatic part of it. So they did have somebody there because somebody drove them to the house. Mm-hmm. So when the police talked to this person, the police never said anything about any homophobic slurs being yelled out. They did have an argument before the gun was pushed out, but this was not in the report because the police had deemed this not a hate crime or a homo act because it was a bunch of gay people. Like, he didn't say that. The police didn't rule that. They said there's no evidence of that so far. And also too, that Jonathan and this man had a prior contentious relationship that had been going on, like where they had the police called on each other before. So that's why this isn't some stranger who came up. Jonathan and I had no weapons. We were not threatening anyone. We were grieving. We were standing side by side. When the man fired, Jonathan pushed me out the way. He saved my life. Jonathan is my husband. He gave me more love in our times together than most people ever get. We were newlyweds. We picked Valentine's Day. We were in the process of looking for a trailer and planning our future. Had to switch over. Oh, he was murdered by someone who could not stand the sight of two men loving each other. I was with him when he passed. I told him how much he was loved. So everyone who supported him, his fans, his friends, you know, he's valued you deeply. He saw you as family, focused on. So it just basically goes on to, you know, speaking to that. And again, this is extremely, extremely sad. Like, John Redcorn was one of my favorite characters in King of the Hill. I've also seen him do other things.
He was the Native American, right?
Mm-hmm. He was in Parks and Recs too. He played a Native American guy in Parks and Recs.
Yes, well, that lifted the Swanee curse, I think. Mm-hmm. It was a very funny episode. Mm-hmm.
And so, but in my report my research that I was going through, I was looking up some just to get some more information about what was going on. So like I said, him and this man have had a long-standing beef for a while. Like, both of them have called the police on each other. And one thing to kind of point out about Jonathan, and I don't mean this to be disparaging at all, but there was cases of the police finding him like in compromising situations, not looking like he was in the best mental state, saying that the CIA was after him and stuff like that. So he wasn't always, it looks like, to be someone who was always in his right mind as well.
He was a little paranoid.
He might have been, had some things going on with him as well. I mean, I can imagine being a gay man, your husband's a transgender man, and you're in Texas. Like, I'm pretty sure like a lot of stuff is going to come with that. Like, it's not going to just be a seamless transition.
My goodness. Like,
and you're a Native American man and all that. So you're a man of color.
It's just so many things. Like, just go be somewhere you're safer.
Yeah, I mean
That's my thing. Like,
to me, like I said, we don't know again that this being something because of his.
Jesus Christ.
We don't know if this per se was done because of his identity. Because I said these two men have had a lot of issues. He called the police on Jonathan before because he said Jonathan was driving around his house and like pointing at his house and stuff like that. So again, they've had a long-standing contentious relationship. So more information is going to come out. Like the dude even admitted to like I shot him, like off top. It wasn't like he was trying to act like
it wasn't
anything
I shot
crazy
him because he's gay. He said I shot him because
like
he's a bitch
because we got into this argument. Yeah,
because fuck that nigga. But you still can't shoot him because of that.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people kind of have gone out of their way to try to portray this as like this big homophobic act, and I just want us to hold our horses on that because it's not probably the wisest thing to go in at it and to point this part out where it's not fully been substantiated.
This is a terrible Pride Month. They done killed John. JoJo Siwa laid up in bed with a white man. And whatchamacallit? The Knicks lost.
No, what was crazy is too, like, so this is also, it's Pride Month, but it's also Men's Mental Health Month.
Donald and Elon broke up. Like,
but it's
maybe that's a good thing.
But it's also Men's Mental Health Month. So I don't know if you saw my tweet that I put out the other day. I got my first million tweet, but it was because
boo.
That's hate.
Boo. Fuck men's mental health.
That's hate.
Fuck y'all.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Are all y'all suffering in the patriarchy that y'all benefit from on a daily, hourly, and minutely basis? Are you sad? No, I only care about black men, and barely. I'm kidding.
A very deep depression. I had come off of selling my company, selling Sports Science, ESPN, you know, and you're kind of living in Park City, trying to feeling like you're retiring.
This is John,
and, oh my God,
Benkis from
and,
ESPN.
You know, the
Sports
isolation that you feel living in a mountain town, the cold weather, injuries, things not going right. I spiraled into a deep, deep depression, and I was flat out suicidal. So much so, I had a noose tied around my neck. I was ready to do it, and my dog, Zeppelin, came to my rescue, literally pulled on my pants, on my jeans, and literally was going crazy, wouldn't leave me alone. And I, like, in my suicidal funk, was like, what am I doing? I literally picked up my phone, called my mom. I said, there's something wrong with me. I am like mentally lost. I then went through a battle. I mean, I'm telling you, a battle to get out of it. I went to 6 different psychologists and psychiatrists, finally found my answer, finally found the way, and never since that day where I found Dr. Sendy, who is actually in Virginia, he led me down the right path. We found a solution, and I have never been depressed a day in my life from that moment forward. And I am so grateful.
Something ancestral within me does not want me to give a fuck about a white man with a noose around his neck. Like, I don't care, but go ahead.
So he recently unalived himself.
That's
recently.
So sad.
So this he said this probably like 2 years ago in this interview, and it just came out that he, you know, unalived himself in this action, and it's really sad. Like I said, when you kind of just have to put it all in perspective the way that is, and to see how vulnerable he was. But
he was battling with it for a very long time, obviously.
And one of the things that I really took from his that interview was like, if someone would have asked me, if I would have heard that when it happened, I would have told you this more than likely could have been the outcome. Because when you think that you can beat depression is when you've already lost. You don't, as somebody who has battled it with and continues to battle with it to this day, that's not something that ends. It's not something that ever stops. It's something that you make a concerted effort and a choice. Like, you have to choose every day.
You have to live with it, and you have to like make it a part of yourself. Like, you can't make it go away technically, but like you can just live with it.
Yeah, like just to being real, it's just you kind of have to focus in on the small things that are important. Like if I was just to talk about the things that have kept me alive just in my progression, like I can just think about one of the things that used to be was like I just didn't want anyone to have to see it. You know, like I didn't want someone to have to clean that up and have to, you know, move me around and do all, you know, just have to become less of themselves from that. You know what I mean? Like you see a dead body, you're probably less human after seeing something like that. And that was like one of the reasons. And like overall, like narcissism has probably kept me from just doing a lot of stuff. Like just it's a crazy thing to say, but in the large grand scheme of things,
him can't kill himself.
It's not even like a him thing. It's like more of like I want to see what's going to happen, or my voice needs to be there in regards to the end or whenever that happens, because like, and sometimes it's also be like I didn't think I was fly enough to do it. So like I would think about the other niggas who did. I was like, that nigga's fly. Like, he's way flyer than me. I can't do some fly shit like that. So it's just like you kind of just have to find just certain things, and then you just continue to battle. Like you have your time, and you have to just make sure that those moments when the episodes are like the biggest, that you just can find those people or that reason that you need. Like we was talking about the Thunderbolts movie, and they had a scene where he was like fighting his depression physically, and it was such a good scene because it didn't do nothing. No. It didn't prove anything right. It didn't make anything better. It
seemed like it might have, but it didn't do nothing for real at all.
It was the point of it was like, you can't fight this monster
on your own,
because fighting it only feeds it more. You're only giving it more ammo because you're not going to win. And when you realize that depression goes even further, like you go even deeper into the darkness. And you just have to have people around you or reasons that yourself that you have to find to just want to stay here. Because if you don't, it's very easy. Like it's very easy to just take that step, and especially when you're by yourself a lot. Like you said, isolation, you're alone. People probably won't figure out for days. And it's like I said, man, if you're going through that, just try to find your purpose. But I also want to say I don't think anyone who's weak for succumbing to it. You had to find your peace. Not. You had to find your peace, most definitely. Look, they're all worried about me. They don't pay out the policies if you kill yourself. So I'm not,
Don't even make that joke after that. That's not funny. I don't want you to die or kill yourself.
All right. Well, we can wrap it up in just last topic. Did you want to talk about the Cardi B thing? Did you want to talk about Cardi B and Stephon Diggs?
Not necessarily. I just want them.
I had a journalistic kind of spin to it, but that was about it.
Okay, you can go ahead. I think it's a little bit crazy to give your son the same hairstyle as the nigga you fucking. Girl, like, come on.
Yo, Cardi reminds me of like that one chick that she was just a sucker for love.
Yeah, she seems like a lover girl for real.
Like just the fact that she talking about God and told her that he might be the one and all this other stuff. Like
this is the exact thing I didn't want to happen. Like I
love when they suck us, yo.
I'm completely fine. I was fine with her just having fun with the man. Like this is not your one. Like this is the person who
that's your fun
directly. Yeah, this is like the young big dick man that you need to have fun with for the time being. And then like in like maybe 3 years when you're healed, actually healed, then you can go on and find your next like actual man. But that's a little bit crazy to think that Stephon is the man who's gonna be the one. Like
literally his teammates.
The nigga has 2 brand new fresh out the womb kids, does he not?
His teammates did a who would you want your sister to date, and or who wouldn't you want your sister to date, and everybody picked Stephon.
Yeah,
the whole team.
That nigga be knocking shit down.
This is my question was about to spin on it was how did you feel about Essence magazine kind of promoting her little situationship with them? Because Essence has been a staple of what people would say like black excellence or highbrow black culture. And for them to now to be promoting what looks like to be like the ghetto family reunion, it just kind of seems out of place.
What did they post?
They just posted a picture of. Hold on.
Was it just Cardi and Stefan? Or
yeah, it was them on the boat together. You know the one where she got her ass out.
Yeah.
And he just laying next to her on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that they posted.
I mean, people like that. I think they posted that because it's like she got her lick back.
Yeah, that's what the post says. Sometimes your lick back is just having a good time.
Yeah.
That's problematic.
No, I think Essence is geared towards black women.
But it's not geared to messy blackness.
I think it's geared towards black women, and black women absolutely love the fact that she looked like she winning after being dragged through the mud. So I don't think it's messy that Essence posted. Well, it is a little bit messy.
Thank you. Please don't be disingenuous.
It is definitely messy, but I don't think it's lowbrow.
That's definitely lowbrow. This is lowbrow shit right here.
Because Essence doesn't only do highbrow. Like they do.
They've been mostly what they do is
salacious, gossipy shit. Sometimes they post shit.
No, they more been highbrow more than
Did they
else.
not do a Tiana?
That's
Aaron
not source.
Thing?
They didn't do no Tiana and Aaron. And if they did, because they was in a project together though.
Okay, hold on. Speaking of Tiana and Aaron, she put a video out. Aaron is in the video. I would like to see it. Like, please. How much? I don't care how much the OnlyFans would be. Just do the one video. I will pay upwards of $550. Past that,
that's too much for any kind of pornography.
For Tiana Taylor by herself, I would pay at least $350.
Jesus.
Like, have you seen Tiana Taylor? Maybe it's because you haven't seen her in person. She looks better in person.
Didn't she just get some work done?
No.
I thought somebody said she just got some work done.
No,
on her
you know
face.
who just got some work done on her face?
Jada Waiter.
Yes.
That nose looks sick. She should have sat down for
and
about 7 months.
Glorilla.
They need to sit down for a few months. This is what it is. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on that with the Stefan Diggs? Because I felt like he may be overstepping a little bit too with the son shit. The fact that he's been responding to Offset's post.
Cardi took him to her braider. And I don't think that was Stefan. I think that was Cardi. I think that was
That's even worse.
I think that was full Cardi trying to get her nigga mad. And then also Offset deleted his social media. He deleted his Twitter. That nigga about to spin the block and crash the fuck out.
I'm just trying to tell you, Stefan, you better hire some security.
Yeah.
Offset was the one that was always the loose cannon. He was the one who would jump into the crowd. He'd be the one who would like get arrested.
But also Offset, you have 11 kids. You can't just like attack this man or else you're going to jail. Like Stefan is not a street nigga. He's calling the police. You're going to jail.
When the Migos came to my school, Offset went to jail. So nothing, this nigga ain't nothing stopping that nigga from doing that. I promise you. Ain't nothing stopping him from doing that.
I mean, it just depends on how much time he's doing. Like I said, he got 11 kids. Like,
but see,
he needs to be out.
They was out there. They didn't get that man no bail or nothing. He's had to sit in jail for forever. That's how bad his was. It was nuts. But I think we can one more topic and then we can just call it a wraps.
Okay.
So Austin Ainge of the Boston Celtics, he's been in the front office for 14 years. Recently signed to be the CEO of basketball operations, to be the president of basketball operations for the Utah Jazz. Mm-hmm. So conveniently, the CEO of basketball operations is his father.
So of course he got that job.
So, but the thing is, the place that he was at for 14 years, the Boston Celtics, his father was there first. So his father been putting him on. And
forever.
Basically, essentially.
As you should as a father.
Oh, no, for sure, if you got the ability. So a little bit of his background for Austin. He played at BYU for about 4 years. He jumped into coaching at Southern Utah. He was like an assistant, I believe, there. Then he also got into coaching within the G League. Mm-hmm. And then from there, he went to being the scout and player development for the Celtics. Then went into the front office, and now he's the president of operations. So what a lot of people have been using this as a discussion is to essentially ask, why is it okay for the white folks to do the nepotism in this manner, but everybody was heavily critical of Bronny. And Tom Thomas, we've spoken about him on the show before, a former Washington Wizard, he says, are the people who were jumping up and down screaming nepotism with LeBron and his son Bronny doing the same with Danny Ainge and his son Austin, or is this different? And I hate to break it to you, and Mark Lamont Hill actually agreed with me with this too, because he tweeted this as well. It is different. This is 100% different, because being in the front office of a sports organization is essentially like working for a business.
Yeah.
There isn't necessarily a physical requirement that's necessary for you to do the sport or to do this job. Bronny James, you're getting into something that literally has requirements that aren't, in stone, but there are physical and eye test requirements that are generally.
You can't absolutely be trash and not have any skill and still be in the NBA, even if you're LeBron James' son.
Yeah, like even in business, you cannot be good at math and still be good at other elements of businesses that make you thrive.
Yeah.
In basketball, if you're not fast, it's a wrap. Like if you're not tall, it could be very difficult for you. You have to now be exceptional in other levels.
Yeah, if you're not good at math, you still have calculators and AI. If you're not fast, that's it.
It's over with. So like this idea that it's something, and then the fact that this kid, Austin, kind of went through the ringer. Granted, was it a better ringer than some of his, peers would have had to go through? For sure. A way better ringer.
Was it?
Yeah, he got to be assistant coaches and all sorts of stuff.
When you say ringer, went through the ringer, I think they made him jump through a bunch of hoops to get to where he's at.
Yeah, he's going to do it. What I'm saying is his experience going through the ringer is going to be a lot easier than his peers. Meaning like stuff that they may ask somebody whose dad isn't Danny Ainge, a legend with the Boston Celtics, like you're gonna have to do certain things that he don't have to do.
Yeah,
to get him to earn his stripes. That's what I mean.
Because your daddy already earned your stripes for you, a couple of them.
Like certain things where Bronny could get on a hot streak and maybe make 3 shots in a row, and everybody in the gym gonna act like, oh, that's the dopest thing. He proving us all wrong because he made 3 shots in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
That will help in his confidence, but that doesn't necessarily going to produce him on the court. But when you're working with coaching staffs and you get there early 3 days in a row and you set up all the equipment early and stuff like that, stuff that's a bonus that doesn't take you being super athletic or super gifted. It just means that you're committed.
Yeah, you just have to be motivated.
It's a different skill set, and I think a lot of black people for some reason get into this mindset where they don't understand nepotism, they don't really quantify it, and then when they
value it,
and they don't value it. That's the biggest thing.
I value nepotism like a motherfucker. I wish nepotism played a bigger role in my life, but my parents were immigrants, so naturally they couldn't. Our kid, every single door I can open for them will be left wide the fuck open.
Yeah, I mean, even with my family, like, because of where, especially back in Maryland, where some of us have particular positions, like that was a thing. Like, yeah, your kid is going to get whatever you've already built on or been a part of. You're going to go to school for what your parents.
And when we move back to New York, we will benefit from that.
We don't know about all that right now. This is just discussions, though. But it just seemed like, because you brought this up with the Obama kids and that they didn't want to use Obama's last name. And it's like, why are y'all so goofy?
Malia Obama is specifically, so this was a whole new story. That's why I said I want the Obamas to take us out the group chat. She, in professional settings, no longer wants to go by Obama. She's going to use Malia, whatever her middle name is, and she's going to go by her middle name. Why is it so bad that you're, like, I do get wanting to accomplish things with your own merit. That's amazing or whatever, yes. But at the same time, if you get into these spaces on the account of your father being the first black president of the United States, then it's fine. You're not going to keep the job because your father was the first black president. You're going to keep the job because you're valuable. You getting into those doors because you're Obama, I would be so proud if I had that last name.
It just seems like a lot of them.
It's a legacy, and I feel like it's kind of like
blame their mama.
In the face.
Blame their mama. The value of the name is not being is not starting at the top.
I want them to take us out the group chat so bad.
I just really feel like that.
I wish I knew less about them. Like after the Obamas left the White House, maybe like y'all can produce things that y'all aren't in, but then after that, like the books were completely fine too. I'm fine with the books, but then like Michelle Obama having a podcast and there being like she's kind of letting us into her marriage and her life like Jada Pinkett was. Another one that I would like us to permanently for the rest of their lives take us out the group chat. I cannot believe we forgot about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith.
For some reason, they've been quiet. That's why.
Yeah, take us out the group chat. But it's kind of giving that. And there's no way you should be giving that because y'all are the Obamas. Just shut the fuck up. Why do I know less about Beyonce than I do about Michelle and Barack Obama? That seems so convoluted and backwards to me.
I mean, this is just because Obama never had a son, man. Like, this is what I see it as. Like, you ain't got nobody that's
slight mist of misogyny.
Hey, cool. We'll go with it. The thing is here is like you ain't got nobody who respecting the grind and what you doing. You got all of this.
Sasha shuts the fuck up.
I bet she does. That sounds cool. But they said she wanted to get rid of her name too.
No, it was just Malia.
I thought the news story said both of them.
Malia.
I believe that we
it was
look
Malia.
At it. Okay. I believe that news story was saying both of them though. They both were planning on doing that. And it don't even make sense with Malia because Malia is trying to be a film director. Who doesn't want to work for Obama Productions? Like, what is you doing?
Yeah, everything is Michelle Obama reveals daughter Malia Obama's name change. It's Malia.
Okay.
That's Sasha.
Thank goodness.
Sasha is a bad bitch. Have you seen her?
Yeah, she grown now, so I've been looking.
Yeah, like she has a very like boho chic style. She like, I love her. The waist is on tiny, like always. She always got the braids
like,
in.
And that's the other part
very
too.
Unproblematic.
That's the other part too. If they get married, more than likely they gonna lose the last name anyway. So it's like this
if
way
your
that
last
y'all
name
being
is Obama, then that nigga got to take your last name. I'm sorry.
It just seems so crazy that they don't have this kind of like they don't respect it in a real way. And I get it, they're younger girls or whatever, but
if my last name was Obama, if my last name was the last name of the first black president of the United States, I don't give a fuck how you feel. Like, I'm not taking your last name. I'm keeping my last name.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't.
I'm not even hyphenating.
If we're being honest, like if you being the president's daughter, it wouldn't appeal to me. It's just that wouldn't have been appealing.
Okay, not you. Whoever I was with, like from jump, I'm not changing my last name. That is also something that my dad was kind of like when I was growing up. He was like, I want you to keep your last name. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'll take my husband's last name if he wants me to take his last name. Like, it's not a big deal to me. I ended up keeping my last name because we both don't really like, it's not that deep. I don't want to do all that paperwork. But
I'm less of a man.
If you were adamant about it, and if it was something that you felt very strongly about, then I would just change my last name to Proctor. It's not, I don't feel strongly about it still to this day. But
she don't like my name, so she don't respect
I
it.
would like to have an easier last name to pronounce. I'm sure of it. Like, I promise you. I have 2 silent letters in my name, in my last name.
I thought that was fly.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Also, it's not a common last name. If you come across a Deba, they're related to me. Point blank, period.
Well, y'all girls, man, respect the life that y'all was born into. Y'all came from good nut sacks, so like just respect it, man. That's all we asking.
Yeah, I don't. There's nothing wrong with opening doors for your offspring, and as the offspring, there's nothing wrong with walking through those doors. Like, it's a privilege to have parents who can do that for you. It's a privilege to have parents, point blank.
For sure. All right, well, we can wrap it up here. Last thing I do want to just bring up to you, man. You know, Pee Wee Herman was getting black dick, yo. Did you know that? Pee Wee Herman was getting black dick. Y'all need to know that. If I had to know it, you guys got to know it, honestly. Yeah. New documentary. Check it out.
Me and Pee Wee Herman have more in common than I thought, nigga.
You remember Pee Wee Herman? He got in trouble for jacking in the movie theater.
Yeah, but it was a jerk-off movie theater.
Yeah, it was a nasty theater.
Like,
nigga was sick.
How you get in trouble for jerking off in a jerk-off movie theater?
Because he was famous. So it's like, you can't do that. That's what the fucking low life's supposed to be doing, not you, nigga.
But that's
you
fucked
around
up.
kids. Come on, bro.
There were kids in the jerk-off movie
No,
theater?
Pee Wee Herman was for kids.
Okay.
Like, you can't be That's like seeing Jesus doing
He's
crack.
still an adult. Like you don't think Miss Rachel?
Yeah, what
you
if
don't
you
think
did-
Miss Rachel be getting her back blown the fuck out?
But it's
She
not in
just
public.
Had a baby.
But it's not in public.
You right. Miss Rachel be getting put through
Like,
that mattress though.
could you imagine
I'm
if niggas-
sure if it Miss Rachel be.
Could you imagine if niggas was like Miss Rachel was at the sex parties? Like she was going crazy at the swinger parties?
Yeah, but yeah.
That would be nuts.
But if were there supposed to be people like paying attention to Pee Wee Herman while he was at the jerk off movie theater?
Obviously, he
or
made
was
a
niggas
scene.
supposed to be minding their own business?
Obviously, the nigga made enough of a scene.
I feel like at the jerk off movie theater, which I've said this one too many times during the show, but
Yeah, you fucking masturbating maniac.
at that movie theater, it's probably not the rules, but like, you know how like social rules go into place. Like it's probably one of the rules for you to just like keep your eyes on
They
the
should
screen.
probably make little stalls for you. Like when the movie starts, like you get your own little stall.
But the jerk off movie theater
Like the
was
excitement
probably still the regular movie theater.
is just
They
on a Saturday.
They just had blocks of like, this is freaky time.
Could you imagine having to clean up after that?
Imagine cleaning up after a regular movie theater
All
and then adding sperm to
adding
that.
cum and dirty cum rags.
You gotta pay me extra, and we gotta come in here in hazmat suits.
The paper towel industry probably was going through it like its heyday. Like,
But they probably had to bring their own shit.
nah, I'm pretty sure they had some napkins in the lobby.
No, they don't have. Well, in the lobby, yeah.
They probably had some. They grab a napkin. It's like, when you go to the 3D movies and you got to grab the glasses out of the bottle. That's how they had the rags.
I am done.
They probably had reusable, like when they washed them.
Ew.
And then like
absolutely
just cleaned
not.
them,
But
dried
back
them.
in the
and-
day, probably. White
Yeah,
people
for sure.
Was nasty.
Yeah, they probably share with each other. Yo, bro, you got a little bit on your leg. Get it off.
The pass around cum rag.
Yeah. Where do you think that term came from? Cum rag.
Yeah, that's what we used to call a little top.
Oh, poor girl.
Yeah.
All right, well, I mean, we're gonna leave it here, man. We greatly appreciate y'all listening to us. Hope we were entertained. I think we were. We should have been.
Yeah, no, this was a good show.
Yeah, man. We shot it on our ops. Fuck Elon, Peter Thiel, Charlie Kirk, Matt Walsh. All you niggas suck a dick. For real. All right. Tell them what they need to do.
You need to come up with a new.
I'm just going like get a list of just like shit talking people I don't like, and like I'm gonna rhyme shit with their names and stuff like that. Make a little rhyme.
Okay. Well, follow us on all of the social media at talk.fnf.tv on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you're currently listening on YouTube, give us a like, comment, subscribe. And if you're listening on any of the streaming services, please download. We beg of you, please. All right. Love you. Bye.